everywhere. Let me just share this. Share this link because it doesn't actually get shared automatically on this account. I might have to turn that game audio down.
It's getting a little bit too competitive. We haven't got into the dramatic stuff in the story yet.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta change the volume here. It's a bit loud. Chrome is being a bit... Come on, Chrome. I'm not even playing a game or anything. Okay. Come on, Chrome. For crying out loud, Chrome. Show the video so I can change the volume. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Yeah, show the volume. There we go. We're going to put it like half. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, make sure I got the pictures ready. They are ready. Got the document ready. I got to share it with you though so you can actually read it. That's still a little loud. Anyway. Oh, right, hold on. Let me just turn my computer volume up and turn my my speaker volume down.
Wow, that is pretty low.
There we go. Okay, Gary, say something?
That was pretty loud, but that's okay.
Okay. And I am sharing the document with you now. We got a lot of pictures. A lot of pictures may end up being in the same section. We'll see. Okay. Hold on. I need to make sure that my microphone is set up correctly, volume-wise. Microphone. I'm going to increase it a little bit. Okay, how about that? There we go. Now I'm getting into yellow up there. Good, good, good. Yes. All right. Oh, we got 3 people watching. Okay, let's get started reading. Hey, Carrie, I'm gonna start the reading here.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, we left off. Dan had just lost a battle to the main villain, and most of his family were captured. Danny was sent out to get a Larvitar to stop the psychic, and Barbara got teleported to who knows where. So we're gonna find out what's going on right now. Chapter 21: Intense Training and Scramble.
Kinda suck.
Yeah, and by the way, the rest of this thing, which is like 60, 70 pages long, there was no chapter division before I edited it like a few weeks back. This was like 70 or 80 pages of no like differentiation between chapters. So I had to go in and like decide, okay, yeah, there's going to be a chapter here, there's going to be a chapter here. So you're welcome. Anyway.
Question, do you think that you're going to print this in a zine format or something? Can you imagine how cool is that? Even though that probably will make me broke.
All right, this is it. Chapter 21, Intense Training and Scramble. Let's start reading. Barbara struggled against the mighty waves. Rill had plunged her into the middle of a terrible sea storm. So yeah, that's one of the worst places you could be teleported to. She was constantly being pushed under, and any hope of her rescue looked bleak. There were no ships around her, and land was nowhere in sight. She doubted that she would ever see her family again. She felt like letting herself go under, but damn, this got dark. like letting yourself go under. Before she was able to, she saw a welcome sight. Mew! Oh, is that Mew saying that? Oh, yeah. Mew! Or is that Mew? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna say Mew.
Yeah.
Meow was flying right above her head, and he lowered his tail to her. Grab it, he ordered telepathically. The moment Barbara touched the tail, she was standing on firm ground outside her home in Light River City. Hey, Alan! Alan! It's Alan's here. Hello! Thanks for coming to the live stream. We're going to read some Pokemon stuff, and I have created illustrations that I will include in the document every so often for this Pokemon story. Okay. So yeah, teleported to her home in Light River City. Light River! I'm going to add a few coughing because she just came from almost drowning in the sea. Light River. Yes, Barbara, Meow said. Let me tell you what happened before you were sent into the ocean. Before Dan defeated Rill, he somehow spoke to me. I still don't know how, but it felt like he was speaking to me the same way he speaks to Legend. He told me ahead that he was going to choose you. But why me? He knew having Jack would give our side a huge advantage. And since you were the only one who knew where he was, he chose you. I mean, he's in his house, so I don't know why that's like so important. He's in his house. He needs us to bring Jack back. Back to the past. Hurry. We have to go to my house. Soaring high above the sea, Danny, Steven, and Damien, misspelled, would soon be at Mount Silver. Do you think a Larvitar will be hard to find? Steven asked. Now from what I've heard, answered Damien, I hear they live all over the cave. Damien, pay close attention. We're coming up on Johto. It isn't hard to find. You can see the peak of the mountain from where we are now. Damien pointed to a mountain peak extending high above the clouds. No, I see it now. Legend 2, can you land right over there? Legend 2 picked up speed and landed on top of the mountain peak. This wasn't quite what I had in mind, Legend 2. Just take us down to the base of the mountain. The moment they landed in front of the mountain, 2 guards cornered them. Stop where you are, they ordered. Only those who have 16 badges may pass. Well, we may not have that many badges, Danny admitted, but how about a signed pass from Lance of the Elite Four? Danny gave them the 3 passes Lance had issued, and the guards inspected them. Everything looks in order. Carry on! Thanks for the lift, Legend 2. You can take a break in your Pokeball now. Danny and Steven looked around and didn't see any Pokemon anywhere. Over this way, Damien called. Pushing over some tall bushes to get past, there was a small Pokemon Center on the other side, surrounded by a field made up of many long blades of grass. At the end of the field was the entrance to Mountain Silver. It looked simple enough at first, but soon flames, ice beams, hyper beams, and psi beams began shooting up from the ground. This may be harder than we thought, Danny pointed out. Meow unlocked the door to Jack's house with his mind as Barbara had lost her key. Oh god, hold on, I gotta banhammer someone here. Get out of here. Thank you. Okay. Over this way, Damien called, pushing over some tall bushes to get past Mount Silver. It looked simple enough at first, but soon flamed. I lost my player where I was. Meow unlocked the door to Jack's house with his mind as Barbara had lost her key. When the doorknob clicked, she turned it and walked inside. Hold on, just making sure that we're public. Yeah, we are public on that one as well. Good. Doorknob clicked, she turned it and walked inside. Her whole family was still down on the floor, but somehow was there with them. Tom was present, taking all their pulses. Tom, you weren't captured, Meow noticed. Who, me? No way, I'm much too smart for rockets. What happened to them? Barbara asked, stroking Jack's hair. I'm not sure. Their pulsars are moving at only half the rate they should be. I'm not sure if that's how... Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna just put a picture in here. Okay. Alright, there's the picture. And moving on. Boop. Carrie, do you want to continue? You want to go now?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Let me go and read it. Inside Jack's mind, his two halves were still quite... do you think that is it halves? Is it Halves? Something like that. Halves? I don't know.
I just turned the
Inside Jack's mind,
music down a bit. Go ahead.
inside Jack's mind, his two halves, which is supposed to be Halves, I think. Yeah. And without a pointer, no, without an apostrophe. How do you even call those things? Yeah, there we go. We're still fighting each other over control. Give in, the physical side ordered. The psychic side answered. If we don't pick up one, Jack will die in a matter of days. You're bluffing. How could you be so foolish? Your lust for total control will do us both in. Come on, Jack, wake up. Barbara's voice came between the two, stunning them for a moment. Come on, please, wake up. It's Barbara. The physical Jack informed, you have to get back together for her. The psychic Jack looked like he was soft in a second, but he still refused to join. Why? Danny and Stephen and Damien were making a straight dash for the entrance mountain when a hot-tempered three-headed bird Pokemon began pursuing them. The body was an orange fluff ball with stilt-like legs. It has no visible wings, and all three of his heads looked enraged. Danny held his Pokédex over his head. The trio, the triple bird Pokemon, if one of the heads gets to eat the other, will be satisfied too, and they will stop squabbling. I'll fight back, but the second I tried, I would be pecked to death, Danny informed. It looks like they are squabbling now, Stephen pointed out. Look, I think I know how to distract them long enough for us to attack. Stephen opened the grey bag and heaved something over his shoulder. It's a temptingly juicy berry, and all three of the trio heads went for it. Now's our chance. Red Knight, go! The trio swallowed the tasty fruit and turned to Red Knight. Force swipe! Red Knight slashed her claw upward, slamming the middle head backwards. When the two remaining heads examined the middle one, they looked at each other and ran away as fast as they could. And I think I should let Red Knight walk with us until we are far away from this place. Yeah! Danny's companions exclaimed. The opening of the mountain was tall as a house. That is not a very tall mountain as a house, and inside looked as dark as a house after the power outage. It looks kind of dark in here. There's a typo. It looks kind of dark in here.
Oh yeah.
It looks kind of dark. No. It looks.
Yeah.
It looks kind of dark there. Stephen pointed out. Don't worry. My Pokemon knows Flash. Danny replied. As Danny and Damien stepped into the cave, Stephen didn't move from his spot. You aren't you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. The steel trainer answered, following them slowly. What's that all about? Damien asked. Are you afraid of the dark, Steve? No, he answered Danny loudly. No, it's not the dark. Hey, whatever it is, let's just try not to think about it. Danny suggested. Our minds need to be on our current task, not on phobias. Yeah, we need to forget everything else. That's not a good thing.
Let's not forget everything else.
Damien agree with Danny. Actually, how old are they? Because Danny is probably tiny. What about Damien and Steven? Are they also around the same age?
Danny is 10. Steven is like, I'm gonna say probably around 12-ish. He's
so
older
still kind
than
of tiny.
Yeah.
And Steve?
It's like, Steven's like 12. Damien's probably also around 12. Oh, what's that? Oh, Agent 3. Hey, Agent 3's back. Hey, what's up? Every time you show up, I remember how I used to live stream Splatoon. I need to get back to that someday.
Which is why we need Deceiver. Danny responded with his gold.
Oh, Agent 3. You gonna pre-order Switch 2, or are you gonna wait it out? I am gonna try to pre-order a Switch 2 if I can. Okay, Carrie, go ahead.
You're gonna pre-order it? Okay, that's pretty cool. I hope that it isn't too expensive though. How much was the one that you got? The Switch.
With the first one I got?
Yeah.
The first one I got was like 300, but this one's a bit more pricey.
It wasn't too bad. Let me just. Okay. Maybe your eyes are like night fishing goggles, but ours aren't. Steven remarked. Which is why we need Deceiver. Then he responded with his ghost Pokemon. Deceiver felt right at home. Whoops. In the darkness, and she embraced it by dancing. Only Damien was able to see her. Use Flash! Danny's mischievous was disappointed at her trainer's command, but she still obeyed. A bright blast of light ignited from her, and it was now possible for Danny and Stephen to see the cave. Josh, I can't believe it! You are Ao! Duplica exclaimed. Well, that's a surprise, Len said without any enthusiasm. Josh, isn't that the name of one of Dan's friends? Asked Jason. Explain, Lance demanded. Where have you been? Okay, the secret's out, Josh thought. Alright, it's time to tell you. It was back in a time when you engaged Duplica. I began to feel like I was losing people. Jack and Dan now had families and to take care of things. Now have families to take care of, and things weren't just the same. And when you got married, when you got married was when I cut out. Losing my sister was the last thing that I could stand. You didn't lose me. Maybe not, but that's what it felt like. For a long time, I went there all over like a nomad, just living from day to day. Then one time I noticed a poster put up by the Elite Four. They want volunteers to help flush out Team Rocket and put a stop to them for good. As when I knew what I would do, I immediately went to the fort and offered my service. Josh said. Len stopped Josh from going on. We turned you down because you used to be a member of Team Rocket, and there was a possibility you could turn back.
Okay. That's when I came up with my alter ego, AR, which stands for Anti-Rocket.
Seriously?
Pretty simple, huh? Lance accepted him, and he sent him to Johto to break into the Rocket base and discover their plans. But unfortunately, my plans were changed when I stumbled across Dan's children. I began following them instead of completing my mission. However, they in turn led me to the rockets again and again. They were like rocket magnets! I'm laughing at the stream. I'm glad you're laughing, Agent 3.
I guess that whoever is going to be I suppose that the boy who is not taking care of the rockets has a grudge against Dan because he kind of ruined Giovanni's party. but that grudge is really deep. Like, what the heck, dude?
Josh! Duplica huffed. Yes? Josh whimpered. I've missed you, she said, as tears filled her eyes. I'm sorry, Josh apologized. Did I just rhyme? Filled her eyes, apologized.
Is that?
Let's see. Danny's group carefully searched the inside of Mount Silver, but they did not see any Larvitar or any other wild Pokemon. Damien, I thought you said they were everywhere. Stephen complained. I think
that you probably are going to make it sound like Damien, you lied to me.
Damien, you lied to me. I think Deceiver's that's possessive. Deceiver's light is scaring them off, Damien replied. But we can't see without it, Danny reminded. Well, I for one have had enough. I'm putting my
pause it a bit. I'm thinking about something like use the force, use your mind's eye.
Use the force, Danny. I'm putting my glasses back on. Damien felt his waist, but his sunglasses were not there. Okay, which one of you wiped my shades? I think, yeah, swipe my shades, not wipe my shades. What are you talking about? Stephen asked. Mystery! Deceiver's lighting went out, and Danny and Stephen were blind to what had happened. What's going on? Danny shrieked. I'll use my flashlight, Stephen. You had that the whole time? I'll use my flashlight, Stephen said, turning on the light and pointing it at Deceiver. At last, they could see the problem. A little green Pokemon was chewing on Deceiver's hair, and it had a pair of sunglasses over its eyes. It's a Larvitar! Danny pointed out. And it's wearing my glasses! Damien shouted in anger. Red Knight, attack! Larvitar looked at the trainers and knew what they were going to do. It let go of Deceiver and snarled, letting out a loud cry. This isn't good. What is it doing? Stephen wondered. I think it might be calling for... Danny halted as he saw dozens of Larvitar mysteriously appear. Help! Danny, can Red Knight handle them all? Asked Stephen with a fake grin on his face. I doubt it. Then my Pokemon will help out, Stephen declared. My team is 5-6 good against rock Pokemon. I am afraid I have no Pokemon with me that would fit Ugh. I had to fix that. That would work well for this situation, Damien announced. Hold on, my characters. Danny, can Red Knight... I'm afraid of that. Damien announced. Don't sweat it. With Steven's Steel, Grass, and Water Pokemon, and my Steel and Water Pokemon, we can't lose, Danny assured. Monsoon, Quagsire, help Red Knight weaken those Larvitar. The Larvitar that stole Damien's glasses led its Larvitar companions into battle. All the steel types, use your steel attacks and water Pokemon. Use water gun. Run a leaf, raise a leaf would make it too easy, so use Vine Whip instead. The Pokemon, under the instruction of the trainers, went on the offensive and ran forth to meet the Larvitar head on, except Steven's Forretress. Hold on. I got a picture. Here we go. There's the picture.
Let me take a look. Ooh, that's a lot of guys. It was like, we are going to jump you.
Let's see. Okay, next. I guess it's your turn, Carrie?
Okay. Hold up. Let me just close this one, and close this one, and close this one. Yeah, that's good. Hold up. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Oh yeah. Silverfoot, why aren't you attacking? Oh, that's right, you're a steel Pokemon, but you don't have steel attacks. Put your spikes in the power of Lavatar! Silverfoot scatter a piece of broken metal over to Lavatar, ending their furious charge. Now they were all hopping around trying to get away from the painful spikes. Poor little guys! Now's our chance! Guys! Danny cried. All the Pokemon attacked and Waterjet, snapping vines, steel wings, cut across the cabin. Lavatar were hit. This is a nasty. This is a really nasty. This is a really nasty devastation for the little guys.
Yeah.
They were like, you walk into our house and then you broke it, and then you broke everything. What the heck? It kind of feels like that way though. Don't bother. It kind of sounds like that. Hold on. Let me see. The main leading Lavatar had been in the back from all the action, now to attack, dodging the constant assaults. It reached the Pokemon that hunt its friends and start slamming them. Rontoleaf and Crusher fell along with all of Danny's water Pokemon. Are those actually names or what? Because oh wait, never mind. They are actually Pokemon names. I was like, when did we get names like that? People status. Wow, that guy is really tough. Damien pointed out. Maybe, but it can beat Cold Heart Steel. Go, Silverfoot. F15, get that Lavatar. 3 angry steel Pokemon surrounded Lavatar and got their attack positions. When the young Pokemon let out a high-pitched cry. Oh, That's a very anime scene because he did yell. He was like, it was very memorable.
Yeah.
Both the trainers and Pokemon covered their heads to muffle the painful sound. Lavatar looked at all of them and saw its chance. Lifting up its claws, Bulbous emerged and crashed onto F15. That little kid is going to regret that. Iron Knuckle, use Sword Dance. When Steven Caesar started spinning up to its physical swing, Lavatar stomped the ground and knocked him off balance. The metallic insect stumbled and twisted his legs. Ooh!
Let's see. Cold, hard steel, Damien taunted Steven. Shut up! Steven ordered. It looks like the only Pokemon who can win now are Silverfort, Red Knight, and Deceiver, and Legend 2! Danny declared. Legend 2! Possibly Danny's strongest Pokemon flashed out of her ball. Legend 2! Get that, Larvitar! Running loudly, Legend 2 hovered at high speed with her claws open to trap it. This won't fail. Larvitar was clearly focused, and it simply jumped above the dragon when she swooped down for it and smashed its foot into her head. The powerful Dragonite was put to shame by a little Larvitar. It laughed. Now it's having fun by bouncing on the senseless dragon's back. It's making us look like a bunch of rookies! As Steven yelled, stomping his feet. Larvitar was still on Legend 2, and it was taunting Deceiver and Silverfort by making a face at it. Deceiver's mouth was frowning, and Silverfort's eyes were full of anger. Both of them attacked first. Deceiver sent a shadow ball, but Larvitar rolled off Legend 2, who was just waking up. The ghost attack sawed to the dragon's total defeat, and her head fell back down. Deceiver, I might be wrong here, but did you just blast your own teammate? Danny inquired. Deceiver whistled, turning away from her trainer. I have a picture of this. Let's see, where was that? Oh yeah, here it is.
She was like, I actually feel bad, but yeah.
Let's see. Silverfort used its spikes again. The metal pieces launched at Larvitar were swatted away by its tail and landed harmlessly on the ground. Red Knight had been watching the entire battle. She held her head, shaking it over and over. Do you think you could do any better? Red Knight quickly strutted to Larvitar and stood silently in front of it. Then she kicked Larvitar easily and yet with incredible force. The tough green rock type collided with the ceiling and started falling. Okay, I guess you could do better. Larvitar was seriously upset and began the process of using...
My god, this lady is very sassy. She was like, I'm still tired. I can just go and punch him in the face. Oh yeah, I'm going to do exactly like that.
Larvitar was seriously upset and began the process of using his Hyper Beam. Red Knight, watch it! Larvitar is going to use Hyper Beam! Red Knight leaped into the air above Larvitar and started coming down. She opened her wings and sped downward, snatching Larvitar and pointing it in a direction where its Hyper Beam would be harmless. The plan was a success, and as Red Knight and Larvitar landed, she pinned it to the ground under her strong steel wings and nodded to Danny. Right! Red Knight, friend ball, go! Unable to escape, Larvitar entered the capture ball as a red beam, and although it didn't go without a fight, in the end, the friend ball clicked. I have a picture here. I didn't realize Red Knight was pinning it to the ground. If I remembered that, I would have drawn Red Knight pinning it to the ground, but this is all we get.
Probably get it would be a little bit too hard for you to draw though.
I mean, I guess I could rotate it onto its side and pin it that way.
Yeah, I suppose you can do that.
At last I have a Larvitar! Danny loudly declared, jumping about. Yeah, but at what cost? Damien asked, looking around. Dozens upon dozens of wounded Pokemon were lying all around them, and it looked like a war zone. Well, since there are many Larvitar here, I guess I'll capture one too. Yikes, how are we going to get back? Danny fretted. Legend 2 was the one who took us here. Now she's out cold. Thanks to a certain ghost I know.
Have you guys thought about healing the other little guys though, because their leader is being captured now? I kind of feel bad for them. But I guess that in most of the time, Pokemon don't let you go down like that.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just minimize this so I can see comments. There we go. Danny glanced at Deceiver and she looked at the ceiling, trying to avoid his eyes. Okay, then we move to a different scene. Vu! Deja! Duplica called on her children. This is your Uncle Josh. You're our uncle? Deja gasped. You're the nice man who saved us, Vu recalled. The two children hugged their lost uncle, and Josh put them on his shoulders. I guess it's your turn, Carrie.
Man, this is getting rather... Hey, did your mother ever tell you about the time that we stopped Team Rocket? Josh asked. No. Wu replied. Well, you see, it all started... Josh began, and Duplica looked over to Lance and Lucia to ask him about something. So, what are you going to do about AL now that you know who he is? Well, nothing. He has given a valuable information in the past, and now I know that he's Josh. I believe both of them can be trusted. Thank you. Seriously though, Josh, how are you seriously, Josh, you're just doing everything, community service, no payment, but you're getting food and stuff? I suppose you did get a lot. I suppose that it paid off since you probably live like the Elite Four or something.
Yeah. I mean, I assume he gets paid for all this.
But it did say community service though, I think.
Did I say community service in the dang text?
Volunteer, you said something like that.
Oh, volunteer. Okay. Yeah, that's...
It kind of feels like the same thing. But he's a good boy. He didn't do anything wrong that makes him to go and do community service.
Okay. Okay, you can continue now.
I need to water my plants too. Lance was hurt over the entrance, and Danny and Steven and Damien fell down the stairs on top of Legend 2. Oh, it was sure a good thing that a Pokemon Center was by Mount Silver, Steven stated. But you can say that again. Danny agreed. Just one thing, Danny. What is it? From now on, let's walk when we get inside instead of flying on your clumsy Dragonite. Yeah. Legend argued with Steven. Talon was sitting on the floor, continuously observing the damage to his sword, and he caught Danny's eye in a second. Whoa, dude, what happened to your sword? It was broken by Turner. Impossible! It was one of Kurt's swords and no one that can break it? Damien saw that Talon also had Ian's sword, and that was when he placed his own blade beside it. So at last, all three of the red swords of Kurt have been reunited. You found Ian, didn't you? Yeah, but he chose to stay. He said something about taking our swords to Kurt to make them strong again.
Against heat.
Strong against heat. Then we must take them there, Damien declared. Wait, but how are we going to get there if it is in Johto? Well, I can take you both. Hey, can you imagine that if we put what happened in ZA into this one? It's like they are like you can walk around and then your Pokemon can follow you to dodge attacks. That would be cool, because back then you were just gonna be like, take that, take that, take that. Why does it take so long for you guys to being able to dodge it though? It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I'll take you both. After all, you are getting freaking flyer miles on my Dragonites. What? Oh, there's a cart right now. It kind of like you're traveling on planes and stuff. What? You're leaving? Lance said, surprised. But what can swords do against real? It's not real. It was someone you need the swords for. Talon answered. Damien, don't you want me to get Lavender to return your sunglasses? Danny asked. And it's okay, Ian gave me an extra pair in case the other got lost. Besides, that little guy looks cool in them. Why do I feel like he's going to call his Lavatar Shades though? Hurry, we mustn't waste a second. And to do so will give the enemy an advantage, Claire informed. I think that you got a typo with Claire above. It's like, I will take you both. Claire.
Oh, yeah.
Claire. Lance watched as Claire and the two boys left the room, and he was disappointed in them, and yet did nothing to stop them. Then he saw Josh telling his nephew and niece a story, but he didn't realize who he was. I don't think I've ever seen you before, excuse me. Oh yeah, you have Danny. You must have been Danny. I think that you were trying to say that.
Oh yeah, you have. Hold on, you have Danny.
Oh, you have Danny, Josh assured him. Oh, let me see. It suddenly came to Danny and he couldn't believe it. You were... Oh.
Okay. Well, actually, now you can call me Josh. Josh! Oh, now it all makes sense! So you're my dad's friend! Ha! And all this time I thought it was Jack. A huge laugh nearly got out of Josh's mouth, but he managed to hold it in. Danny, did you get a Larvitar? Danny, did you get a Larvitar? Lance asked. Right here, Lance, Danny answered, showing him the friend ball. Good. You must start training it this second. Follow me. Danny and Steven walked after Lance into a different part of the basement. It had a small Pokemon battle arena for Larvitar to train in. We don't have much time. You have to get it to evolve. Larvitar, come on out! Thanks to the friend ball, Larvitar was now conscientious and tame. It even shook Danny's hand. This is very strange. Yeah, it's called mind control. You know, it's funny. Like, I was like, oh, a friend ball is nice. It makes a Pokemon friendly. It's like that kind of means it's mind control, doesn't it? I told you before, the friend ball makes any Pokemon captures in friendly towards a trainer.
Wow, the gaslighting effect in this damn thing is actually working pretty well. What the heck?
Lance, come here! Oh, what?
I said, well, wow, the gaslighting effect in this damn ball is actually working.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
the gaslight ball.
And then Lance is like, what the heck?
Lance, come here, summoned Jason. Lance returned to the main area and heard a eerie voice coming from Jason's radio. I know you're out there, Lance, Real informed. And you have to be listening to this because it's on every radio wave in... I think I'm just going to say... frequency... in Kanto. I am well aware that you are bringing together your little trainer friends to go against me, and I can tell you right now it won't work. But to be fair, I'll let you have 2 more days to prepare. Oh, thank you. And then if you do not show up, I'm afraid I'll have to hurt someone. Oh, and by the way, your elite friends are having such fun being my servants. I'm sure you missed them. Well, don't worry. I want to add you to my collection. Lance kicked a chair over in his anger and pounded his fist against the table. Team Rocket will succeed this time. After all, I've done what Giovanni couldn't. I now possess the Master Ball. Oh no, he has the Master Ball! Lance exclaimed. The Master Ball? Oh yeah, it should happen any second now, Josh informed. What should? Duplica asked. Yes, now I hold the Master Ball in my hand, and... Rill stopped, and a funny voice could suddenly be heard. Ditto! What's this? I've been double-crossed! Oh, I see. You had Ditto transform into the Master Ball and gave him to Rill. Duplica grasped the truth. Correct. The real Master Ball is right here. Jason went into his pocket and pulled out the true Master Ball. So Dan is even trickier than I thought, Rill admitted. But in the end, I will triumph. Remember, Lance, you have 2 days. I hope
2 days.
I hope Danny can evolve his Larvitar into in that little amount of time, Lance thought to himself.
Why do I feel like they are going to speedrun everything in 2 days? And then Larvitar was like, whoa, that happened.
It's time to battle. It's time to battle Larvitar, declared Danny, looking at his new Pokemon. Against what? Asked Steven. Every Pokemon we have.
Jesus. Right now, seriously? I guess that little you is unhinged. Just like, let's fight. 2 days.
What, again? It already beat a lot of them back in Mount Silver, remember? And I bet it got a lot of experience points, or I'm going to say experience because point sounds weird. And it got a lot of experience during that battle, which is why we should repeat it. Okay, Carrie, I guess it's back to you.
Wait, you sure? Steven, I can't just forget the look on my dad's face when he told me that to get a Larvitar and evolve it. He had complete faith in me and I won't let him down. Really saw your Pokemon and I will really solve mine. Having a Tyranitar is our only hope to defeat a real. You sure about this? I don't think that is the only way to defeat him. You could just go and ask Lugia, and then Lugia was like, "Hey, this guy stinks. I can help you for free." I don't know, but it probably feels like that way. Look, remember, take heed, Danny. A simple battle won't level up your Pokemon. They also have to win. You'll do okay. We both know that. Yeah, if I win with my Pokemon, I will get stronger. Sure, it's a win-win situation. Now let's fight. Okay, I would choose Crusher. I think that one time you type Crusher with you use Crusher, but you type C instead of using K.
Huh. Well, we'll figure that out later.
Yep. Do your stuff, Larvitar. Crusher, Hydro Pump. Sunny day. Larvitar weaken the blow from water by heating up the room. Your water power has been lowered. Use Ice Beam instead. But it's the same as water, isn't it?
And yet somehow it isn't.
Larvitar screeched to lower Crusher's defense. Larvitar's loud outcry from Mount Silver was back, and even the Crusher stepped away from it, still hit the opponent with Ice Beam. It's a little too quick, so we better slow it a little. Scary face. Crusher's jaw snapped open and it leered Lavater down. Okay, I can see what you're up to, Steve, but I won't let it work. Lavater, use your scary face. How does his scary face going to look like that? Because he's just a weasel guy. You have a gift on that? Because that would be funny. They just were pulling scary faces on each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lavater makes his facial expression equally as terrifying as Crusher, and the crocodile nearly tripped over in fear. Really? Really? Now that your Pokemon speed has been lowered as well as mine, Lavater is the fastest again. Are you ready for a tricky couple that I just fought up? He's up to something. Steven said to himself. Crusher, attack as fast as you can. Sandstorm! Sand blew out Lavater's mouth and Crusher was... there you go, you're with... is it Crusher? I think you're type...
Oh yeah,
you're type C.
messed it up again.
Who is this guy anyway? I think he was... Wait. I look at it, but it turns out to be one of the characters. Her name is Grusha. No, his name is Grusha. Whoops. So who is Crusher anyway?
It's a nickname for a crocodile.
Okay, sorry, my bad. We got Steve the crocodile, and then we got this one. Okay. Surf! Lavater, go underground! Crusher's wave crashed down, but Lavater was already several feet under the floor. Just stay there for a bit. Crusher, use Earthquake, and it will still hit Lavater and do twice the damage. I wonder how can they hear underground, because... how?
Yeah.
There now. Too late. Do it, Crusher. Crusher shrugged and scratched his head. Oh no. Now I remember only a Feraligatr can use Earthquake and Crusher is only a crocodile. Whoops. Okay, just stay there and let the sandstorm do a little bit more damage. Crusher, instead of Earthquake, shoot and water gun into that hole. Block the hole with ancient power. Lavater tossed up a boulder and caught the hole into its tunnel with no place for Crusher to shoot. Do have Earthquake from where you are. Floor was cracking up and Crusher was attempting with all his might to... stand.
Then he looked down one crack and got a clear shot at Larvitar. Crusher, water gun full blast! Larvitar, move out of its way! Small rock Pokemon ran through the open valley and jumped from wall to wall to get back to the upper level. The sandstorm subsided at the exact second. Good one, Larvitar. Now use sandstorm again! Larvitar, trap... Crusher, trap Larvitar in whirlpool! Larvitar started up a sandstorm again. The whirlpool trapped it in the process, and it now fought to get out. Crusher, rock smash! Larvitar tried to swim again, but the pull from the water was too strong. Larvitar can't fight against the way the water is moving. You have to work with it! Swim with the water, not against it! Larvitar turned in the direction of the whirlpool was circling and went into the flow. Crusher pressed its claws together and swung at Larvitar from the right. Larvitar, headbutt! Using the pull of the water to its advantage, Larvitar made one last turn and then flung out of the turning funnel like a football into Crush's chest. As the whirlpool dispersed, Crusher leered at Larvitar to push away and sat down on the floor. Okay, I got another picture here. Boop. Okay, there's the picture. Yeah. Let's see. Minimize this. It looked like Crusher has had enough for now, Steven said, looking at Danny. I've never faced anyone else who used this type of strategy, thought to himself. I've seen him use all 3 of the field change techniques, Sunny Day, Rain Dance, and Sandstorm, in his own Pokemon win. Of course, that's why he's so good. Using your opponent's moves against him is brilliant, but I won't fall for it next time. Come on, Steven, Larvitar needs more experience. Then let us continue. I guess I'll switch it over to you, Carrie.
Well, that was quick.
There was a picture.
Do you want to read until the next pause so that I can take over if there's a pause?
I guess because there is another picture coming up anyway. Far away, a dragon Pokemon flew 3 passengers into a small town in Johto known as Azalea. The place had not changed at all since Danny and Polly were last there. So, does anyone know where Kurt lives in Azalea Town? Damien asked as Claire had her Dragonite land. Not a clue, Talon responded. I'm not sure myself, Claire added. It looks like we'll have to ask for directions. Damien pointed out. They all agreed that the best place to ask would be the Pokemon Center, but the nurse that worked there was timid when they asked her. I would tell you, but I don't think it would do much good, she answered them. Why not? Questioned Claire. Well, Kurt is in the hospital. What? Exclaimed Talon and Damien. He suffered a heart attack a couple hours ago and was rushed to the emergency room. Where is the hospital? Talon inquired. Go outside and take a left until you come to it, but I don't think you'll be allowed to see him in this condition. Oh God, okay, I don't like what Claire says here. It seems kind of rude to me. We'll see about that. Dude, he had a heart attack. Like, Claire, calm down. The hospital was conveniently located close to the Pokemon Center, but a woman at the check-in desk informed the 3 that Kurt's condition was still unknown. So they sat down like several other people there. Guess the only thing we can do is wait and see, Damien stated. Kurt is a master Pokeball smith, informed Claire. It would be an immense loss if he passed away before passing his skills to another. Talon scanned the room. It looked like everyone there was troubled about something. Everyone sat on chairs, reading magazines, and hugging each other for comfort. However, there was one woman particular that stood out. She looked more worried than anyone else there. She was somewhere in her early 20s. Oh God, I think I made her look too young in the picture. And wore a light pink dress. Her brown hair was tied in 2 loops. I guess I just made her... I actually changed her design a bit in the picture, but I guess in the description I just kind of made her look like she does in the game. Loops and the ends went around and came through the bands. She looks familiar, Talon thought to herself.
Stephen, we have to keep going. Danny informed. Larvitar needs to train more. But all my Pokemons are down. Then use mine. Danny handed Stephen 5 other Pokemon sealed inside their Pokeballs. You want me to use yours? Yes, it's the only way we have more opponents for Larvitar. In that case, I have no choice. Eric was walking down the Safari Zone. He wanted to ask Real many questions. I don't understand why he's giving Lance more time, and why he's letting Danny and his friends go free. These questions were deep in his thoughts, and he desired answers. But before he can knock, the door heard loud laughter from within. Inside, Real was alone with Turner, and they believed themselves to be unheard. Can you believe those rockets? Real remarked, they are all total fools. How easily I got them under my control. They truly believe that you will let them to keep the power they have now. Turner laughed. Once your plan is complete, Master, you will be the supreme ruler of both Kanto and Johto. Yeah, why should I stop there, Turner? The only ones that could stop me would be rival psychics, and I managed to send nearly all of them into coma by separating their minds and soul from their soul. Their mind soul from their body soul. There's actually two of those things, you know. There's
2 of those things, you know.
There's no one who can win against you now, Master. Thank you, Turner. I'm so glad that I hypnotized you. You are a fine servant, unlike those weak rockets. Alec couldn't believe what he was hearing. His anger was leaking out and he sputtered quiet comments that only he could hear. How could he? He asked himself.
Okay, picture.
Do.
Oh, there's supposed to be a line here implying that he's like hiding behind a wall, but
Next time you can just go. You can just put a manga lightning between them. It's like zzz, like the or like the smash, the split screen.
Yeah.
The rockets were my first stepping stones, but now I've found new ones. Rio pointed to 4 people who looked like very strong Pokemon masters. There were 4 men and 1 woman. One man was extremely large and muscular, and the only clothing worn maybe one was long white and tattered pants. He had black braces around his ankles and long black hair. I think that the only clothing he wore, you were trying to say.
Let's see. Was the only clothing he. Yeah. Okay.
Another looked like he was attending a masquerade ball. He had a black mask around his eyes, had red hair, and wore a black vest. Ooh, the rest of his clothes were very odd in design. They had different layers and many points. They shot out like sharp edges. His shirt and pants were nearly all red except cuffs and sleeves. The last man was dressed like a ninja. He wore the dark purple uniform, and a matching scarf went over his shoulder. He had this black spiky hair, and the material around his elbow was made to see through. The woman's hair was long and white. She wore a short-sleeved black dress and high-heel shoes. You got a typo with heel. High-heeled. Heel. Now that the Elite Four are at my command, I will finish my business with the rockets right after Lance's little team attacks.
They wouldn't dare, Turner exclaimed. They will. It is only a matter of time, and when they do, the rockets will be our human barriers. That should take care of them, and the best part is we won't even have to lift a finger. Now Eric was afraid and outraged. All that he had worked for was about to be thrown away. Team Rocket has worked for him, and now he just wants to toss us like we're garbage? Well, we'll see about that. Wouldn't he be surprised if his own army turned against him? Beware, Rill. Your reign over us is coming to an abrupt end sooner than you think. Talon was still looking at the woman in the hospital, and he at last remembered who she was. Excuse me, but is your name Maisie? Yes, it is, but who are you? Okay, I'm going to put a picture in here. Picture.
These names are very, 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 very,
Okay. I think I needed to I needed to make her look a little bit older. Oh well. My name is Talon, and I remember you from when I was younger. My family used to be good friends with your grandfather. That... What? Then you... Oh, hold on. Then you must be from the Myth family. Yes. Of course, my grandpa had 3 close friends, and he forged 3 special swords for each of them. One of those friends was a Myth, but why are you here? And that's the question... I need your grandfather's help to fix my sword. Talon withdrew his broken blade and put it before Maisie. Oh my, I've seen this sword before, she gasped. Many years ago, when I was just a little girl. Okay, I think there's a problem here. How is... You know what, I'm not going to think too much on it.
What do you mean?
Let's see. Should I continue?
Yeah, do you want to?
My family used to visit you and your grandfather. That was how I recognized you. Yes, I remember you now. If only my grandpa were well enough to help you, but he isn't. We'll wait, Teller remarked. We'll wait for his heart attack to be done.
I can read from here.
Okay.
One of the days that Lance was given almost over, and Lavender has not yet evolved. Although you had fought Danny's Pokemon Stevens and he had this and the trainers have provided, it still lacks sufficient experience points. Why won't it evolve? It still needs more experience. But we have a battle all day long. It might be midnight soon. He's also very tired. He looks different now. Dan, you got a typo. He looks different now than we began though. Look at it, Danny. Danny eyed Lavender. It had grown since the battles begun, and his color was changing. I think you're right. I think you're right. It must be getting ready to evolve in a Puppetron now. He has battled everyone in here except me. If we won against your high-level Pokemon, he will evolve for sure. Danny declared, "Come on, Lance, Lavender has to battle more." It's just turned to midnight, Josh informed. We're running out of time. Give Lavender this. Nurse Joy took out the egg out of Chancy's pouch and hurried to Danny. It's a lucky egg. They are very rare. If your Pokemon is holding one after it wins a battle, its experience points will increase by more. Oh, he will definitely evolve after this battle, Danny exclaimed. He really needs to slow down a bit. If he wins, I'll go easy to you. Dragonair is my Pokemon. You have to win this to evolve. I'm counting on you. He growled at Danny as if to say not to worry. What a gun! Scary face! Lavender stretches mouth open and lashes fangs and tongue around. But the move really just made Dragonair mad. I think you got a typo of that. Yeah, just made Dragonair mad, and it countered the gruesome look with a jet of H2O. Watch it! The water splattered to the floor and Lavender hopped back. Serve attack! I don't know what to do. It doesn't have an attack that can hurt dragons. I mean, the only thing that would affect Dragonair would be ice and... Danny paused, hoped against hope. What?
Danny hoped against hope. Danny paused. Hold on. I mean, the one thing that Danny...
Yeah, he paused and then he hoped against hope.
Danny said... I'm just gonna change it to that.
He hoped against hope. Is that a word in English? It's kind of strange.
He hoped against hope. I feel like I'm messing up a phrase here.
So what is the phrase then?
Hoped against hope is an idiom that means to hope. Hoped against hope is an idiom that means to hope for something even when there is little or no chance of it happening. So yeah, it is an actual phrase.
Interesting, okay. He hopes against hope that Lavender knew a certain attack. I hope he knows his move. Outrage! The rock Pokemon started shaking and orange whipping bolts of light shot out. Dragonair was building a wave beneath itself, so Lavender jogged backwards. Now the wave was moving ahead and accelerating. Then he knew this would end the battle and he struggled with the question, should I bring him back? However, the powerful Lavender had no intention of stopping now that it charged straight into the wave. What? The orange lightning orbited around it now, and Lavender jumped up above Dragonair, coming down, thrashing it up into his home wave. The force Lavender exerted on Dragonair was enough to push itself clear past the water. Dragonair slipped out of it, but it wasn't on its own will. The wave had forced it out. Oh, great! Great, Lavender! You won the match!
Hurry and hold this egg to increase your experience. Danny moved the lucky egg to Larvitar, but it swatted away. Hey, why did you do that? Larvitar looked at Danny, and that was when the trainer saw the reason. The lightning that came from using outrage was still flowing. Danny, move! Lance shouted. Larvitar punched Danny in the face and knocked him out cold. And yes,
Jesus.
There's a picture of this. Let's see. Oh, no outrage is making Oh no! Outrage is making Larvitar go out of control! Well, Larvitar roared and started kicking and pounding everything it saw. We have to stop it! Stephen exclaimed. Larvitar was a formidable Pokemon, and everything it touched crumbled into dust. Jeez. Dragonite, restrain Larvitar with Wrap! Lance commanded. A thick orange tail extended and tied around Larvitar's arms. Excellent, Dragonite. Now hold it tight. Dragonite's face looked angry, and the struggle to hold Larvitar was too great. As it let go, the green, mean Pokemon gave swift blows to Dragonite's feet, quickly sending it to the floor. Stop it, Larvitar! Stop it, Larvitar! Nurse Joy ordered. Regain control! The outrage was not yet over, and now Larvitar set its eyes on its next target, Nurse Joy. Lance sent his Gyarados to end Larvitar's rampage, but to no avail. The powerful blue dragon Pokemon was grabbed by its tail and swung around in circles. Oh, I should have drawn that. That's hilarious.
Do you want to copy this phrase and put it into your to-draw list? That would be cool.
Then all Larvitar had to do was release its grip, and Gyarados shot out like a dart into the back wall. Nurse Joy was completely unguarded as Larvitar approached her. Stay back! Larvitar could not stop now, and it ruthlessly lunged for her. Ah! Joy awaited Larvitar to hurt her, and she put her arms in front of her face. But her Chansey got in front of her and took all of Larvitar's attacks. Huh? Oh no, Chansey! That's it. I've had it with this monster, Steven. Oh, I guess it's your turn?
That's it. I've had it with this monster. Stephen took all of his Pokeballs from healing machine and was prepared for an all-out assault. Wait! Lance shouted to Stephen. Hey, he's going too far. No, look at it. Stephen did what Lance asked, and he was both terrified and pleased at the same time. Larvitar's body blinked with a white light, and then the light overtook it and began morphing. At last, he's finally reaching his second form. The bright light brightened the room and brought Danny back from his short coma. I thought that he might have had a concussion, not a headache.
Oh yeah, probably a concussion.
Does anyone around here have some painkillers? You okay? Lance sighed in relief. Well, if you are having the worst headaches ever, okay, then you bet I'm right as rain dance with what Larvitar is holding me, so... because he wasn't able to believe what Larvitar had turned into, it was not green at all, but silver and had no appendages whatsoever. It looked like a cocoon wearing a mask, had sharp points on the sides, and has two eye holes on the front, and it looked outward. Pupitar, the hard-shelled Pokemon. It evolved from the evolved form of Larvitar. Its shell is as hard as sheet rock, and is very, very strong. Its thrashing can easily make mountains crumble. I'm not sure that we want Larvitar to evolve after all. Danny looked back away from Pupitar. I think the outrage finally stopped. Pupitar grumbled and jumped up and down, sending tremors in the direction. Then again, I could be wrong. Hold it back now! Cried Stephen. Return! A retraction beam from Danny's friend balls was too slow and easy for Pupitar to roll away from. A red sphere was now glowing to monumental proportion in front of Pupitar's eyes. Oh no, not that! That's a hyper beam! Stephen exclaimed. No! If a hyper beam of that power is actually used, it will blast us all away and reveal our location at the same time. We have to stop it! I need to go grab a drink, hold on.
Okay.
I think you need to grab a drink too.
I forgot to add this picture. Wow, that's a picture next to another picture. Look at that.
It's very soon.
Let's see.
Go back. Okay. Oh, Chansey. No, I mean go down. Yeah. Go down. No, it's wait, yeah, it's hyper beam. I think that was your turn.
Okay, now, right, Steven. Average stopped. Pupitar returned. The retraction beam from Danny's friend ball was too slow and easy for Pupitar to roll away from. A red sphere was now growing in monumental proportions right in front of the Pupitar's eyes. No, not that! It's going to shoot a huge hyper beam! Steven exclaimed. No, I feel like I read part of this. Stop it. There's no other way. Shell would be tough. I think we can. Okay, here we go. I know what you're thinking, and I'm with you. Red Knight, go! Iron Knuckle, go! The two Caesar expanded out of their capture balls. Okay, you two, we need you to reach your maximum attack power, Danny said. It looked like it was too late for anything to save them from Pupitar's mighty hyper beam. The Pupa Pokemon was ready to fire, but something stopped its progress. A blue blast covered Pupitar and froze it inside an ice block. However, the hyper beam had been extinguished and still hovered. The hyper beam had not been extinguished and still hovered before it. Danny looked at Chansey. Her mouth was open and her breath was visible. Chansey used a blizzard attack. Hurry! Pupitar is breaking out! Joy shouted. Pupitar was fighting against the ice and knocking it apart. Red Knight, Iron Knuckle, could you please hurry up? Screamed Steven. Yeah, dance! Danny ordered. Iron Knuckle took Red Knight's claws and they began dancing sideways and dipping. Is that even a sword dance? I doubt it, Steven remarked. The ice block exploded and Pupitar was released. It was from within, anxious to use its lethal ray. Red Knight, help! The two prancing Pokemon spun around once and then turned their claws on the ruthless Pupitar. Before shooting the double hyper beam, 4 hyper beams that's stronger than an ultra beam, Danny fathomed. 4 hyper beams, that's stronger than an ultra beam. The bright ball that was possessed by the Pupitar was shot straight through the middle by the hyper beams and popped as if it was a harmless bubble. Similar with Pupitar's fate, it was tossed out of control by the total power of the simultaneous rays and finally fell. It's about time Pupitar return! Maybe this wasn't such a good idea, Steven considered. After all, what good is a Tyranitar if it tears our arms off instead of rails? We have no choice, Lance informed. Danny must learn to control Pupitar. Nothing else can stop Rill. A doctor approached Maisie. He seemed relieved about something, and he took and his look offered hope to her. I have good news. Your grandfather is in a stable condition. Maisie gave a sigh of relief and smiled. In fact, you'll be allowed to see him in a little while. Thank you, Doctor, she replied. Callan looked at his broken blade, hoping against hope that Kurt would be able to help him. Lance, we're getting another message from Rill, Mick alerted. Rill's voice once again came from over the radio. Do you want to read? Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 5 pages left.
Oh, we're doing pretty good. Okay. You want to go get a drink?
I'm good.
You sure you need to get some?
I'm good for now.
You are being silly. You have been speaking non-stop for an hour and you didn't even drink water.
I feel fine.
No, you're not. No, okay, you don't need to. I'm terribly sorry. Sorry, Lance, but time is up. But only 1 day has passed. Yeah, I know. Now, I promised you 2 days, but taking over a nation is so much fun that I don't have time to wait for you. Therefore, you have 2 hours to show yourselves, or, well, I'd rather not say. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Lance slapped the radio off the table in rage. It cost me a lot of pocket dollars, Jason complained. This is it then. It's time to attack. Okay, not you, Danny. Stephen, Josh, Dubrica, and her children are going to stay here with you until Propita evolves. Then you may come after us. You want me to stay? Oh, there must be oh, my voice is not doing so well without that.
You want me to take over?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Yes, there must be adult supervision. Danny, we will fight Rill without you, but I doubt we will win. No matter what, promise me you won't attack Rill until Pupitar evolves. All right, you have my word, Danny answered, crossing his fingers behind his back. Good boy. Now everyone who isn't staying, follow me. Lance and his volunteer troops. Okay, I guess they are volunteers. No one's getting paid! Lance and his volunteer troops filtered out of the basement, leaving only Danny and his friends to train Pupitar. Okay, let's get into that cabinet. What? Danny commanded. Danny ran over to a food cabinet and opened the door. Inside was a box labeled rare candy. Danny, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Josh asked. Oh yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. If we feed Pupitar all this rare candy, it will definitely evolve before 2 hours. I don't know about this, Stephen worried. Danny broke the seal and looked over to Nurse Joy, whom had also stayed. Joy, is Pupitar better yet? Danny, what you want to attempt is very risky. It's true that rare candy instantly pushes your Pokemon up 1 level, but the statuses may not be as good as they could be. And another thing, if a Pokemon grow from experience, they become closer to their trainers and mature. But if they just grow by eating, they may never be tameable. Lance said you have to tame Pupitar, Stephen reminded. Otherwise, it will just do whatever it wants. Train it, Danny, Josh ordered. Danny took one of the bright red and blue rare candies, looking at it in his hand. Then he let it drop back into the box. Well, everyone, he addressed them. Are you going to stand around or are we going to have a Tyranitar? The doctor re-entered the waiting room and informed them that the visitors could speak to Kurt. He led them down the hall to the door into Kurt's room. The hospital was very busy that day, and doctors, assistants, and patients were constantly rushing around. This is his room, but please talk to him gently. Oh, okay. Don't yell at him! The doctor slowly opened the door, where Kurt lay. Maisie tiptoed in, followed by the rest, and got down on her knees by Kurt's bedside. Maisie, is that you? He asked, choking. Yes, Grandpa, it's me. Kurt put his hand over his granddaughter's head, I guess? I'm glad I can see you again. Kurt's vision was far off. Kurt's vision was far off things was rather blurred. Oh. Kurt's vision of far off things was rather blurred, but he did notice 3 others in the room. Who else is here? That's not a comma. That's not a quote. They are our friends, Grandpa, and they need your help. What friends? Kurt, we are 2 descendants of the families you gave those swords to, Talon informed. What? That voice, it sounds like a myth. My grandpa. No, Grandpa, that was Talon. Yes, you are a myth. Boy, how I wish I didn't have that last name, Talon remarked. Confuses everyone. Tell me what troubles you, lads, Kurt requested. Our swords need to be reforged so that they can withstand intense heat, Damien answered. Talon and Ian held the 2 rare weapons before the crater. Oh my. The swords, I could never forget them. I gave them to the heads of the 3 households who had been the most kind to me. But what is this? One of them is missing and the other one you have here was only half its original blade? Yes, and the one that is damaged is my sword, and the other that you speak of belongs to Ian. Kurt closed his eyes to rest for a moment. Then he continued. Before I can tell you how to make your blades heat-proof, you must fix that. You must fix that one. But we don't know how, Claire informed, and I will tell you my secret. Usually those who forge swords just burn metal and hammer it into a hard blade. But I, however, fuse the metal with different and very rare apricorns to make them extra strong. I discovered this a long time ago when I had just become known as a great Pokeball smith. Apricorn trees were spread out all over Johto, but I needed apricorns constantly, so I planted the different varieties outside this town. However, there were 3 types of apricorns I planted that couldn't be made into Pokeballs. These apricorns named Flame, Winter, and Metallic. The Flame apricorn could not become a Pokeball because every time it neared fire, it would explode into a giant flame. The Winter apricorn could never get burnt, and even if it were placed in boiling water, it would remain as cold as ice. The Metallic apricorn could break down to 2 too easily and would melt in seconds when exposed to heat. However, through special methods, I combine the apricorns with different oh god, this just goes on and on, doesn't it? Different metals to make sharp weapons. I pierced through the flame apricorn with a thin, oh my gosh, it really goes into a lot of detail, jeez. With incomplete blade, then threw it into my furnace. The combusting apricorn burst the normal metal and surrounded it, giving it a red color. So that is why Ian's sword is red, Talon realized. Although the Winter apricorn was very heat resistant, unlike the Metallic apricorn, if it was exposed to an unrelenting and dangerously high temperature, such as molten lava, it would eventually degrade. You put it in molten lava? Damien remarked. No, of course not. I would be dead if I did that. I had my friend's Magmar put it in. Whatever works. At the same time, it was blowing a constant flamethrower on. It took a long time, but with a great deal of patience, I was able to make that sword that you hold. And my stupid thing is autosaving. There we go. Kurt pointed to Damien's. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna put a picture in here. This is going on and on over here. Boop. I guess I should have included Damien here too. Oh well, maybe I can do that later. Seconds. I know already, Talon said, staring at the place where Turner had broken his sword. Talon To fix your metallic weapon, you must take half the metallic apricorn and melt it. Then place your sword in its original mold and add the apricorn and steel that have been melted in a pot. Finally, hammer the sword until it is as good as new. Thank you, Kurt. But where do I get a metallic apricorn? Talon inquired. We have one hidden by Grandpa's workplace. I'll show you, Maisie replied. Hurry. I sense you need your swords ready for a great battle approaching, Kurt predicted. You sense right, Claire replied. Hurry, come with me, Maisie ordered. She took them over to Kurt's workshop and dragged out an old iron pot, putting it over a fire. Claire, Damien, you melt the steel rods over in that corner. Talon, I'll show you where the apricorn is that you require. Damien picked up the metal poles and let them drop into the cauldron, where they became bubbling liquid. Damn, that's a hot cauldron. Bubbling liquid in a moment. That is a really hot cauldron. Jeez. Maisie and Talon went outside. Kurt's granddaughter told him where the apricorn was hidden. She pointed to a spot, and Talon dug it up with his hands. After a few tries, his fingers touched the hard metal surface of the rare apricorn, and he pulled it up. It needs to be cut in half. Okay, if I ever were to write this, I would really cut down onto the details of how to make these swords. This is a slog. No problem, Talon replied, using his cutting weapon on the metal object. He whacked it, but did not cause any change to its appearance. What? He attempted to do it again and again, but each time there was no difference and the apricorn remained whole. Separate! This time as separate! This time, as Talon's anger brewed, his shattered blade glowed in a white radiance, and when it came in contact with the apricorn, the round thing split in two. Talon looked at the strange change in his sharp metal possession, but since the task was finished, it returned to normal. What happened? I'm not sure, Maisie answered. The two of them were surprised at the sword's strange act, but they decided to ignore it for now and continue with their real job. Soon they had come back with a burning pot full of melted steel. Hurry, Talon, let's put the apricorn in. When the apricorn half touched the liquid, they changed colors. What? They changed colors, the substance in the pot. They changed the colors of the substance in the pot. And oh my damn brain. Undo that. The colors, the substance in the pot went from the colors of change the colors. Oh God, this is killing me. They changed colors. The substance in the pot went from they changed colors. And the substance in the pot went from an ugly gray to sparkling silver. I just had to add an and. Talon looked over and saw iron blocks that had the indents of a sword blade. A large hammer rested beside them. Oh God, this is killing me. This is obnoxious. I can't believe I wrote this. Well, it looks like it's hammer time, he remarked, grabbing the tool. The two swordsmen tipped the pot over and poured the steel into the gap after placing the broken blade there first. Maisie made certain that it was just the right amount to reform the fine weapon. Yes, that will do. Now we must apply enough pressure to it. Talon and Damien took turns shaping the heirloom by pounding it with a heavy hammer. After waiting a few minutes, they took them from their shapers and revealed that Talon's precious sword was whole again. Talon immediately put the fixed blade into a small tub of ice water, making steam shoot up. At last, Talon's sword was done. Thank God, that took forever. And they could move on to the next step. Oh no, not another step. Oh God, this is taking forever. Oh man. Why is there a next step?
Do you want me to read after this page, or is it finishing or something?
Please tell me we're almost done here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're almost done. At the hospital.
I can start at the pause. Sorry about that. I don't know why my voice was like.
I'll survive. We only got a couple pages left. At the hospital, Kurt told them that a special chemical could protect their swords from Turner, but the only thing that had possessed it, who had
Okay, let me take over then. Who had possession of it was Professor M of New Burktown. Well, it looked like we'll go further into Johto, Damien moped. Hurry, we have little time, Carrie exclaimed. Claire exclaimed. Wait, I need to go find something out. Talon said to Claire. Kurt, when I was trying to slice the metallic apricot, it started emitting light. Oh, so you have discovered the secret of the apricot for that sword. Kurt grinned at him with interest. What secret? The apricots that I used for this sauce differ from normal apricots in many other ways. The salt that you will, Talon, will change itself to become momentarily sharper than usual. The sauce harder, only your parents would know of that. They know that, of course. So I Turner still wants it. Talon gasped. I wonder why he would convey my sword after he was able to break it. It was because he knew something that I didn't. Keep that sword safe, Kurt ordered in a serious tone. I will guard it with my life. No villain shall take it from my hands. I trust you, Talon. Thank you for all your help, Kurt. And you too, Macy, said Talon in gratitude. It was our pleasure, Macy answered. Just be on your way. We know that you are in a hurry. Obertel was on the loose again and still took no orders. The only bright side was he was gaining experience. It seems to be like a thing that happened to the little guy. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, jeez. I need another class. But we are done here. I can do this, even though my voice is perpetually hurting.
I'm fine to continue if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Pupitar, you have to start listening to me, Danny said, as Crusha was crushed under Pupitar's weight. The pupa didn't pay any attention to Danny's orders and did as it pleased. Danny, I think I know why it won't obey you, Josh declared. What is it, Josh? Danny asked. Because it doesn't need to. So far in the previous 10 battles, it has been winning on its own. If we had it fight something difficult, it might listen to you to win. Good idea. I know just the Pokemon. Go, Red Knight! Red Knight stood in a defensive position, just waiting for Pupitar to attack. Red Knight, beat Pupitar! Pupitar hated Danny's words and went to harm the Steel Pokemon. Red Knight, counter! As Pupitar used Headbutt, a clear force field surrounded Red Knight, and it propelled the rock type away. Now you'll need my help, Pupitar. You might have strength, but all your moves are physical, and they won't work against Red Knight when she uses a counter. Pupitar continued trying to attack, but each time Red Knight would force it back with counter when it made contact, or repel its long-range attack back at it with counter. Ready to use my help yet? Pupitar was focused on defeating Red Knight without help, but it didn't look likely at this time. The more it fought, the more it got tired and worn down, until eventually it was on its last leg, even though it really had none to start out with. Salute, little guys. We can't get rid of you. Salute, little guys. You can't get rid of me, says Jack. Hello, Jack. Then, at that time, it finally looked to Danny for help. Okay, Pupitar, are you ready to work as a team now? It rocked back and forth. I'll take that as a yes. Fine then, let's get started. Pupitar, begin with a mud slap. Pupitar scooped up some of the dust on the floor and slapped it in Red Knight's eyes. I don't know how I did that without hands, but whatever. The Caesar was now blinded by the act and was unable to see its opponent. Great job! Now use double team! Pupitar suddenly had two twins on its sides, and they went out in different directions. Now you can fool Red Knight with after images and get a hit in! Red Knight's eyes were just open an inch, just enough to let her see. A pupitar jumped for her and she countered, but it was an illusion and passed through her. Then another one tried also getting her to counter and passing through her also. Next, at last, the real one made its move, an attack with dig, as it sprung up from the ground, underground. Red Knight took it for an illusion and let her guard down. The powerful rock pupa collided directly into her back and tackled her to the floor. Danny rushed over to the two Pokemon. Pupitar! Now maybe you see what having a trainer is all about. Pupitar actually looked happy now. It saw its true potential if it worked with Danny, and it was very pleased. You still need more experience to evolve, though. I think Pupitar will finally start listening to Danny now, Stephen said confidently to Josh. Yes, when Danny helped Pupitar defeat Red Knight, it was taught it can't win every fight on its own. Lance's small army of trainers was squatting quietly outside the safari zone. Lance, can you tell me why we're squatting here again? Jason inquired. We don't want to waste any time that could be given to Danny to evolve the Pupitar. We must wait until the last second to make our move. Oh, it's like Lord of the Rings. We must bide our time for Frodo. Okay, time to wrap this up. The 2 hours.
Okay, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Yeah.
Okay.
The 2 hours rule had given them more quickly running out, and Pupitar didn't look any closer to evolving than that typo right there. Then when they started, I'm quickly losing my patience. Danny grubbed. Maybe we should give a Pupitar rare candy. That might actually be a good idea. You just give it a small amount to see if it helps. Josh said. Then it's settled. Danny returned to where the rare candy was and grabbed a handful. After a long stretch where Pupitar actually ate food on its body, they began feeding the candy slowly, piece by piece. Each time its size increased by a small, the feeding was still had it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. I won't expect that. That's it. That's it. It won't stand by and that's it. Or won't stand by?
That's it. Hold on.
I won't stand by and let Rio hold my family as prisoners. Hold off, Danny. We can't go after Lance until the Pupitar is evolved. Stephen reminded. I don't want to wait any longer. Heal Pupitar and all of my Pokemon. We are going to attack.
Okay. That was
Sorry about that. My voice suddenly goes.
Yeah, well, thank God we made it to the end here. Yay! Save. Oh, boy. Woo!
Woo! That was cool.
All right. Next time, Chapter 22. The fight begins!
Another 50 pages or something?
How long is this next chapter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just 9 pages. That's short. We'll probably end up reading a little bit into chapter 23 then. Anyway. Oh. What? Okay. I'm just gonna leave a little. There we go. Okay. Wow. Oh, the stupid Pokemon music stopped playing. Oh well. Ugh. Well, I guess that'll do it for reading Pokemon for today.
Do you want to do some quick farming or something with Kasepis or whatnot?
Oh.
Or maybe just wait for Switch.
Yeah, we got a good 53 minutes until those pre-orders go live. Well, I guess I'll end the live stream. Okay, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for
Thanks for watching,
Chapter
guys.
22, the fight begins, and probably at least some of chapter 23 as well. I got some more pictures to make. Oh, Jack, I guess I could show you the pictures real quick. So, yeah. The Talon talking to Kurt. Danny being attacked by Larvitar. Larvitar fighting Dragonair. Talon talking to Maisie, who I guess I should have just left her hair the way it was. Might redesign that later. Eric overhearing Talon's gonna betray. Eric overhearing Real is going to be betraying Team Rocket. Larvitar versus Croconaw. Danny catching a Larvitar. Mischievous accidentally knocking out Legend 2 and Danny being upset.
Whoops.
Big old battle between Larvitar and Wild Larvitar team and Danny and Steven's Pokemon. Barbara holding Jack, who was stuck in a coma, basically. Alright. So let me just get back to the chapter page. I think it was like 60 or something. Oh, here it is. Okay. Alright, now that's the end of the live stream. I have to go probably continue talking to Carrie, but I am definitely gearing up for the Switch 2 pre-orders that are going to be starting up in just 50 minutes. So yeah, that's it for the live stream. See you next time. I'm going to stop the live streams.